Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And I'm here, back again, to tell you that the Ripple v SEC lawsuit won't take much longer. I have gotten so many requests from people to talk about when the end will be. Will we see a settlement today, tomorrow, this week? When will there be another hearing? When will the last day be? Yada, yada, yada. And before we actually move on with this video, I want you all to go to the comment section down below and write how long you think that this lawsuit is still going to take. I personally think it's not going to be more than 6 months, and I think that that's amazingly soon because of the gains that are about to come. But let me know your opinion in the comment section down below, and potentially also how much the price is going to be at. Let me tell you guys this. First of all, the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit will end pretty shortly. Now, what we see as shortly, though, is definitely debatable. I would say that anything within 6 months is extremely short. And that is because you got to kind of think about it from this perspective. Crypto has been around for about, let's say, 12 years. Already 6 months there being kind of a short amount of time. But more specifically, if you think about it from the perspective that this rule is going to set crypto on the official map in the United States, this specific ruling of Ripple versus SEC, and the fact, as I've said before, guys, that the Ripple v SEC lawsuit will for the first time ever show a properly regulated crypto or the quote-unquote corrupt SEC system or crypto regulation system. It will do either of those. Who cares? One of them is going to be, and ultimately, I think that XRP is going to have an amazing time because of it. But in the meantime, we accumulate. Again, I accumulate. You guys have most likely seen already on Bybit, I have an XRP trade open. And for all of you over on Patreon, you most likely know by now that I posted a small little strategy guide on how we're going to make the settlement announcement, basically, one of the most profitable trades ever if all goes well. And I personally think that it will. So yes, I'm excited, but I don't want it to be too quickly. If it were to happen tomorrow or the day afterwards, I just don't have enough XRP. A lot of people say, no, I would rather have it yesterday than tomorrow. Fine, but don't be so selfish. Not everybody has enough crypto or has accumulated just enough. And think about it from this perspective too. I have shown so many of my friends and family members the power of crypto. Of course, I never tell them they should invest. They usually come up to me that they want to, and I explain it. And I sometimes think about it from this perspective too. I now got to tell them that XRP is still a very good bet. Once more, guys, let me tell this to you really properly. Once the XRP v Ripple lawsuit is done and over with, the price might skyrocket, for example, to like $12, which, funny enough, some of you guys are seeing as very low. If that's you, please reevaluate your life. Rethink. If you think that going 10 times, for example, in 6 months, so getting the amount of money that you worked for in your life and just 10 timing that. So, for example, if you worked for that money for a year, you got 10 years for free. If you think that's not good, please, guys, please be a little bit more modest. Please think a little bit more considerately of how the world works, because going 10 times is huge. 100 times, of course, is better, but it's still already insanely huge and insanely amazing. But once the XRP v SEC lawsuit is settled, I don't know if I'll ever tell people that they should buy XRP. I know the crypto will most likely keep doing amazing, right? But I have bought XRP at half a cent, as an example. For me to tell people to buy XRP at $10, you know how difficult that gets? It's the same thing as buying VeChain right now, which is 10 cents, at $10, because I've also bought that one at half a cent. You know how strange that is to me? When I used to be able to get 1 million VeChain, oh, pretty simply, and then all of a sudden, 1 million VeChain is $10 million. Same thing goes for XRP. It's like, oh, just another 10,000 XRP, huh? Okay, how much is that going to be? A couple $100, couple $1,000? Oh no, that's going to be 100K. It's going to be a house. Whew. You know, so I'm pretty glad right now that we're in this position. And I keep telling people, I personally think that right now is the most fun because the lower the prices are, the better it is longer term. But it takes a little bit for people to understand that. But hopefully, the majority of you guys got it right in the head. And that was kind of my rant here. By the way, none of this is financial advice, just my own thoughts. But I wanted to quickly make that clear that right now is way better. And people are so much pushing on this settlement thing. It's because they don't have a lot of crypto, I think. I think the majority of people who are trying to push it for the next 3 days, 3 weeks, they either don't have enough crypto or are, I guess, just sad of opportunity loss, right? Because, oh, we've been waiting for 3.5 years, 4 years. So, I mean, I bought ADA at the time, back in then, and ADA has gone times 100. I bought this other crypto went times 100. Okay, you know, diversification is always something smart to do. Just kind of my rant here for the people that are really impatient. I just noticed it in the chat box. I think it's really undue. I think it's still on an amazing progress right now. It's just on an amazing road. We're seeing all the little puzzle pieces come together. Yeah, I just don't think, whatever. What I think doesn't matter either, I guess. Huh? Now, John Dean shared this, and I keep sharing this with you guys too. The ball has rolled. A lot of you guys were wondering what I meant with that in my previous video. I meant that there's really a lot of these higher-ups now are starting to ask questions about the Ripple Fee SEC lawsuit. The Coinbase one that came along with it as well is going to set another precedent in the sense that it's now become so apparent that there's something wrong in the way that crypto is regulated. In the sense in how Ethereum has been treated, for example, ETHLend/AVA in comparison to Coinbase Lend. All these things are starting to get questioned now. And it's all started with the Ripple lawsuit, and it will expand as the SEC will sue multiple companies. And I mean, Coinbase is going to come. A lot of these independent researchers are going to come in, and questions have to be asked. They have to be answered too. Then once more, guys, the documents that the SEC has been hiding and the Brad Garlinghouse deposition have both happened. The document list we saw, the Brad Garlinghouse deposition we cannot see. But the SEC Chair Gary Gensler and Senator Pat Toomey have sparred yesterday, of course, we all saw it, over crypto regulations. And if you want the conclusion of it, Gary Gensler basically wanted to encompass crypto regulations under the SEC and crypto exchanges under the SEC, everything under the SEC. I guess the entire Toomey and everybody actually on the other side was like, so everything should fall under the SEC. What's the rule with that? And he had a couple of questions, like, for example, stablecoin. It doesn't meet the prong of the Howey that there should be an expectation of profit. And there was a little bit of a back and forth about those things. But generally speaking, guys, I noticed that not everybody is falling for Gary Gensler or the SEC's plan of just trying to get everything amongst them. And I also still wonder, and think about this really properly, guys. So is Ethereum a security, yes or no? I mean, the SEC has stated nothing, right? They say we cannot make a judgment. Yet, William Himman said it's not. Many people base their theory on him saying it's not. The CFTC said no, the CFTC rules for the Ethereum futures, and since the SEC doesn't, it's not. Yet Gary Gensler himself, the SEC chairman, says it is. Or very well could be, at least. Right? There's also something interesting to kind of think about sometimes. And by the way, guys, if you are enjoying these daily crypto videos, make sure you help the channel out by pressing the like button. I appreciate it a ton. And even though you guys are all amazing already, if you just press that like button, it helps the channel out so much. I just appreciate that even a little bit more, I guess. All right, moving on. Here's why Polkadot will continue its bull run to a new all-time high. The Polkadot ecosystem is seeing strong development with parachain auctions happening on the network. These developments of Polkadot are bringing it closer to dominating the DeFi ecosystem. Let me tell you guys this thing. Polkadot has been a silent destroyer for a very long time. Just having better technology than Ethereum and just kind of parading through their all-time high or towards their all-time high piece by piece right now. A little bit of a dip like the entire market had, but it's piece by piece climbing, and it's going to get back up there if you were to ask me. But the most important point being, Polkadot has been really severely underestimated for how good it actually is. That's my one part. But also, people said, oh, Cardano's going to overtake all the volume. Cardano's going to do this. You guys understand that Polkadot has already been operational for so freaking long. Cardano is going to come in and be some competition, but it's not all of a sudden going to overtake everything that Polkadot has done or that Solana has done. No, it'll also have its own market share, yes, but Polkadot, I personally think, will just keep thriving on as the activity on there is insane. And I think it's still undervalued for how amazing it actually is. Ray Dalio says regulators will kill Bitcoin. Just our general FUD. I think at the end of the day, if it's really successful, they will kill it. They will try to kill it and think that they will kill it because they always have ways of killing it. Dalio went on to mention that the largest crypto doesn't have intrinsic value. If you put crypto, or let's say Bitcoin, in the historical perspective, there was so many things in the historical perspective that didn't have intrinsic value because that has no real world. I guess this doesn't make any sense to me that people sometimes say that. While admitting that Bitcoin is an amazing accomplishment because it has already stood the test of time, Dalio noted that the government do not want it to succeed, which is also 50-50, right? I mean, they don't want it necessarily, but they can't stop it. So people saying regulations will kill it, yeah, no, because there will always be regulation. There will always be countries who don't follow your rules, and so Bitcoin or crypto in general cannot be destroyed. It can only be made really, really annoying. But then again, the people might speak for themselves with this one, because let's say it like this, guys. If the United States government came in and says, you know what, for every crypto transaction that you do, you have to pay an 80% tax. I mean, they could, right? But nobody would buy that picture. First of all, there's going to be riots. Second of all, everybody would just be like, what in the world are you doing? Right? It literally means they are as scared as could be. And people would just start doing things illegally. What do you get when people start doing things illegally? That basically means they don't trust the system which operates and rules. And once you get people really distrustful like that and starting to do things illegally, you get some really big problems. Point being, I don't know how the US can really be against Bitcoin too much, in the sense that it does take away control of their US dollar, over which they have all the control, and they're basically the free money. But they would have to do their best to make it so that it always becomes second, so that the US dollar always stays one, and Bitcoin really doesn't have that much potential in the real world, or it's not needed. So I would even say they're going to kind of do some de-sucking, so to speak. They're going to try suck a little bit to make sure that you're satisfied with the US dollar and the way that the US is working, which is potentially also the infrastructure bill reason. You might say, oh, extra tax implications. Yes, they'll try to tax crypto a little bit, but mostly for the upper parts, because those guys are already established. They don't matter too much. It's about the general public, basically, in their opinion of the United States and the way they're doing things. If they start building a lot of things, for example, in infrastructure, or making healthcare a lot more better, people are often a little bit more satisfied. And you guys know it. Satisfaction is the most scary thing out of all. OpenSea, this is interesting, confirms executive used insider knowledge when buying NFTs. The marketplace has acknowledged that its head of product, Nate Chastain, purchased NFTs that he knew were going to be displayed prominently. Chastain was accused by Twitter users overnight of snapping up items in OpenSea's front page collections ahead of the general release. One of the NFT space's biggest marketplaces has admitted that a senior employee has been getting the drop on most of its popular drops. So basically, this guy was doing some insider trading, and yesterday we learned that one of our employees purchased items that he knew were going to be displayed on their front page just quickly before they got publicized. This is incredibly disappointing. I want to make clear that this behavior does not represent our values as a team, and we are taking this very seriously and are conducting an immediate and thorough review of the incident to make sure that we have a full understanding of the facts and additional steps we need to take. I'm not sure if they're going to sue him or anything like that, but apparently, Chastain is the owner of CryptoPunk 3501, which he purchased for 27 ETH, about $92,000 at today's prices, some 7 months ago, according to OpenSea data. Since the NFT identified his Ethereum address, it was relatively simple for observers to watch the transactions and knew that he was behind them. Both Chastain and OpenSea were contacted, but they didn't really say too much. But it's very interesting, right? Maybe they're going to respond. Maybe something else is going to happen. Very peculiar. Very, very peculiar. Somebody said that the accusations caused quite a stir, with some users highlighting a tweet by Chastain in which he appears to admit to snapping up an NFT from a collection by the artist Arya Mularama ahead of the public drop. Quote, I just wanted to get one of those before they all disappeared, to be honest, wrote Chastain at the time. So, pretty douchebaggy, but I guess they'll be doing some investigations. And then this, Apple just blocked NFT access on its app store, stalls update on Gnosis Save Wallet. Yeah, I can't really say too much about it, except for the fact that Apple is at work again, doing what they usually do, making things a little bit more difficult and making things all Apple related. And if you want to do NFTs, maybe Apple's coming for an NFT platform or something like that. Because once more, they're blocking some stuff. And I don't know, Apple just likes to do things through the courts. They just like to make things really, really difficult for people to make money out of and make sure that everything is sort of safe as well, too, though. I'm not going to lie to you. Apple's products are extremely, extremely safe in the sense that it really takes a lot of effort to get your cracked things or something like that through the App Store approval. It really takes a lot of effort to get, I guess, scam people out of a ton of money via apps, because once more, Apple makes really freaking annoying rules to get over. And a lot of scams are a lot easier to do on Android, which people know. But from that perspective, you got to give it to them, right? They have a really safe market, sort of, which is also, of course, why they're doing so good, I guess, because you most likely are solid if you're on there, and it's really user-friendly, I guess. Then again, for the people that do want more, it's rather annoying, and that's also, I think, why Gnosis is not so happy with this entire process. I wouldn't be happy either. Then again, luckily, I don't really care about this, except for the fact that this might mean something for Apple that's coming up. Maybe they want to do something themselves and they want to kind of get rid of the competition. Who knows? We shall see. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video later today. If you enjoyed this update, guys, make sure you press the like button. And also, once more, make sure you subscribe to the channel.